Our top focus, the Indian Embassy in Afghanistan has confirmed that the consulates in Kandahar and Mazar are open and functioning. It dismissed reports of India closing down its embassy and consulates in the region and said that these reports were incorrect. In a Twitter post, the embassy also said that it is closely monitoring the security situation, particularly around the cities of Kandahar and Mazar. India has its embassy in Kabul along with consulates in the region where it has more than 500 staff members deployed. The Indian embassy had last month issued a security alert for its nationals in Afghanistan, warning that they should exercise utmost caution as they faced a serious threat of kidnapping. It had asked them to avoid all types of non-essential travel on account of a rising number of violent incidents in parts of the country. The Afghan envoy to Delhi held a meeting with India's Foreign Secretary and briefed him on the security situation in Afghanistan. The Indian official assured Afghanistan of India's long-term commitment towards peace and prosperity in the country. According to official data, more than 3,000 Indians are staying in Afghanistan currently. India is concerned about the increasing levels of violence as well as the Taliban's efforts to expand its influence in Afghanistan. India has been a major stakeholder in the peace and stability of the country and has already invested nearly $3 billion in aid and reconstruction activities in Afghanistan. A majority of Indian nationals in the country are engineers and staff working on hundreds of developmental projects. Afghanistan has witnessed a series of attacks in the last few weeks as the US is completing the withdrawal of its forces from the country by the 11th of September. In recent days, the Taliban has made quick gains in Afghanistan's north, overrunning multiple districts. With these recent gains, the Taliban now controls the main border crossing with Tajikistan, which is quite a crucial trade artery. They have also got hold of several strategic and critical districts. Now, other countries have also made announcements about their consulates. Russia, for one, has already halted operations in its consulate in Mazar-e-Sharif. Local media reports also say that Iran and Turkey have closed down operations of their respective consulates in the city. Now, for more on this story, our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, is now joining us live with more details. Siddhant, thanks so much for joining us. Now, the Indian Embassy in Afghanistan has confirmed that the consulates in Kandahar and Mazar are open and functioning. Tell us more about the same.
Well, yes, there has been a clarification by the Indian Embassy in Kabul. Remember, both Kandahar and Mazar-e-Sharif are areas which have witnessed gains by Taliban, and this is a crucial clarification by New Delhi at a time when we know that there are countries who have come forward saying that they are suspending operations, they are closing down their consulates. In fact, we also know that the Afghan envoy had a conversation with the Indian Foreign Secretary Harsh Shringla earlier today, and during that meeting, JS Pai, JP Singh was also present in that crucial meeting. Meeting was largely on the security situation in Afghanistan. It looks like there are parallels with 90s, but also remember that we're dealing with a very strong Afghan forces as well. The Afghan government had multiple times assured, both privately and publicly, that there is a capacity with the Afghan forces to make sure that they can also launch an offensive on Taliban. In fact, General Asadullah, who is now the new commander of the Bagram airfield, spoke to WION just a short while ago and said that there will be a new offensive launched against Taliban very soon. Remember, we know that the Americans have left the Bagram airfield. This was one of the largest, in fact, the largest presence of American troops in Afghanistan, and a kind of a symbol of American presence in Afghanistan. They left in the dead of night without informing the Afghan side. Asadullah, of course, spoke about that. But generally, if we talk about India, one thing I can tell you that India is preparing a contingency plan when it comes to the security of its officials and citizens. There are a number of Indian citizens in Afghanistan engaged in activities like NGOs, the Indian development programs, the capacity building programs, right. And this contingency plan is ready. In case the situation deteriorates, India has a plan B.
Right. Now, Siddhant, the Indian Foreign Minister, of course, is headed to Russia this week, and the topic of Afghanistan is also likely to come up. What can we expect there?
Well, yes, Afghanistan is something that is the top focus of every bilateral and multilateral conversation. We know recently NSAs of the SCO countries had met, and the Indian NSA talked about the gains made in last 20 years. But talking about India-Russia relationship, there has been a constant communication when it comes to Afghanistan. We know that the engagement both Russia and India has in Afghanistan, and we do expect during the conversation the Indian External Affairs Minister will have with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov. Afghanistan will be a crucial component of the conversation, how to make sure the security situation does not deteriorate, because it impacts both Russia and India being neighbors of Afghanistan. Now, also remember the role the Russians have been playing in Afghanistan security as well. They, of course, have been engaging with Taliban. India has been part of the Moscow format of conversation when it comes to Russia's conversation with all the stakeholders. So the crucial component will be what the Indian External Affairs Minister is going to say publicly and privately, both in Moscow when it comes to Afghanistan, because this is something that both countries are dealing with.
Right, Siddhant, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for all your inputs, and thank you for joining us on WION at this hour. WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.